All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are almost ready for Simp versus Nerve, the final push, the final match for group play. We're actually going over some of the potential tiebreakers that are going to happen tomorrow. We'll talk more about that at the end of the night. But it looks like the only tiebreaker we're going to have, as of right now, unless Nerve gets a win over Simp, is Hammer Time versus Simple Tankers for seeding.
Yep. That they're both going to Vegas no matter what. Don't worry, guys. Your teams are going to be there. Just going to see who's going to fight who when they actually get there.
Now, Nerve in 5th place currently. If this is a loss, they will stay in 5th place. And they would have to go up against the 4th place team from the Alpha Division, which could be No Limit, Pub Stars, or Game Over, depending on the tiebreakers.
Exactly.
And the 4th place team is River of Blood. Now, if Nerve wins, there's going to have to be a tiebreaker between River of Blood and Nerve to determine who's 4th and who's 5th in order to match up whoever's going to be 4th and 5th for Alpha. Don't worry. We will have it figured out. We did it once before. We can do it again.
Those tiebreakers would be right around the 4th, 5th zone, too. Yeah. Just to make it hard.
Of course, it always is.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was last time. And we couldn't move on through the broadcast till we found out what was going on with some of those matches. Yeah. But let's go ahead and jump into our face-off tonight, because we still got one more story to tell, and that's a story of Simp versus Nerve. Gentlemen, good evening.
Hello. I was expecting Hornsby. Where is he? Oh,
I don't know. You have something on your head, though.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Oh,
there, you got it. You got it.
There.
All right, Endo, we're going to start with you.
In a chokehold.
You guys are undefeated. You have 6 wins, 0 losses. You did have 1 shootout win against Simple Tankers. Endo, how do you consider your performance this season compared to season 1?
I'll consider our performance this season a lot better than last season. We've been practicing a lot better, getting our strats solid. We definitely picked up some new players, Singh and Swami, and I feel like they're great pickups. They're really good players, and we've just been implementing them in our strategies, and they've been mixing pretty well. So I feel like we definitely have a chance of beating Fulcrum this year than we did last year. Because last year we were a bit nervous, and I mean, I was a bit, emotions running high, but I mean, we definitely high expectations this year, for sure. Good,
good. Well, it was a great season last season, and we all expected, even though you have to expect the unexpected, that it would be you and Fulcrum in the finals. However, this season, too, a lot of our expectations got thrown out the window. So even though Fulcrum could be the main focus for you guys, how are you going to prepare for Vegas with all these other teams that you will be up against?
Oh, well, we're always trying to prepare. I mean, secretly, we've been studying all the teams, watching the streams, and knowing what to expect and how to counter.
So it's not a secret anymore.
We're definitely... Well, it's not, but we don't know exactly what we know. But, I mean, we're definitely ready for teams.
All right.
We can counter anything.
All right, we're ready to see you in Vegas. Nerve, you're 1 battle away to be in a potential tiebreaker and playoffs to make it into Vegas. This is your last match tonight. I want to get your overall thoughts of how your team feels for this season and how you feel going up against Simp tonight.
Obviously, we were a little bit disappointed with how we played this season. We feel like we're a lot better than our record shows. We've been working a lot together, and we've been really trying to get prepared for Simp tonight. We know that this is a must-win game for us for the most part, and I think we're ready to show the world who Nerve really is.
All right, that's a great attitude to have. And how would you judge your experience of Season 2 compared, to Season 1? How do you guys think you performed?
Well, obviously we had a lot better record last season. I think a lot of the guys were kind of on the downslope after we started to lose a few games, but we're on a win streak right now. We're all playing together a lot better. We're working together a lot better, and attitudes have definitely flipped around. Everyone's pretty stoked, especially now that we have a shot to go to Vegas. We're gonna come out and play our hearts out.
I'm sure a lot of your fans and supporters are really stoked for you, but I have to ask, Haywood, is that your Halloween costume? Because it looks really awesome on the webcam.
That is not my Halloween costume.
All right, well.
What is it then?
Yeah, it looks pretty fantastic. Can you?
I think it's paintball gear or something, like a paintball mask.
Are you Canadian? Is it that cold up there?
No, it's actually snowboarding gear.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
No, it looks like a futuristic spaceman with flannel.
So snowboarding.
That's actually what I am. Don't ruin my cover.
I got you. Okay. Well, safe travels in space or on the battlefield. Do you have any words for Simp before we start this match?
No words, just one action, and it's for Endo.
Endo, any response? Oh, the tears.
Don't hurt my feelings like that, bro. No, we're gonna come at them. Yellow Waddle Man, swag boss. Let's go. As always.
Simp, you have the higher seeds. So heads or tails on the coin flip?
We're gonna take heads.
They're gonna take heads. It is tails, which means Nerve gets to either choose map or defer.
We will defer.
Defer. Simp will be your map choice.
I'll take cliffs.
Cliff will be the map choice. Nerve, which spawn position?
We'll take north.
North side for Nerve on Cliff. Simp will spawn to the south. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to see you so many times this week, and no matter what happens, we wish you the best of luck and look forward to seeing you in Season 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Taking a look at these tank lineups. 2 T-32s, a Pershing, 2 1390s for Nerve. Oh no, we're all going to hate on those T-32s in a second, I know it. But Simp, 2 T-69s, 3 1390s. They're bringing a lineup that I'd like, except maybe I'd go for some Pershings instead of T-69s.
I'm not going to hate on the T-32s, but yeah, maybe not the best choice to have here. Just because of the speed of getting to that center area. Unless they want to go for an east push and have the T-32s push out and create this flying V fan out for the other tanks to get some surrounds on any tanks they can spot, continue the push. T-32s will continue being that tip of the spear until the spear unfolds and we create 6 other spears.
That's a lot of spears.
It's a lot of spears. That's not going to be the case. Blue Boy's captain, he is in some trouble because guess what? It's not 1 but 2 1390s on top of that mountain, but none of them are going to shoot at each other.
Explosive Brutality getting really aggressive. I feel like Simp has a chance here to maybe punish him if he keeps going forward. He's centimeters from a position he could take hits. Blue Boy's also getting kind of aggressive with his 1390. He's been the 1390 for Simp, the main scout since I've left there, and he's been doing a decent job. Not up to the level, I'd say, of Kufo. Kufo definitely standing out, but Blue Boys has some potential, and that seems to be what he's playing for.
And look at these hits right into Explosive Brutality from Blue Boys, but also Haywood and some other members, Train Noob, Goon Swarm, have taken some serious damage right before the 8-minute and 30-second mark.
Yeah, just great lead to get. Endo took some hits actually while we weren't looking. I don't know where he is. Oh, all the way in the west, F3, F4, near the donut. He took some hits from somewhere, and definitely got to look at that. Just I feel like the lack of maneuverability out of the T-32s, and actually even the Pershing, who just delayed getting to the middle, has really hurt Nerve in this engagement. Now you see a huge hit point advantage going to Simp, even though there's bigger hit point tanks for Nerve. Actually, if we probably look at it, there's almost the same, maybe. I want to take a look. Okay, I'm gonna go look at that.
Go ahead and take a gander.
I'll take a
I'm
gander.
gonna stay on Blue Boy's captain right here into climbing the mountain for that lighthouse, and he could get one step closer to getting another hit across if there was some scouting happening, but there's not. So now he's gonna move away from that area, which is a good plan, and then maybe get all the way to the top of that lighthouse and go, guess what, guys? I'm king of the hill. Come at me. I have some good
That
shots to
position
land.
is so strong, and he's going to be able to rip apart these T-32s. There's some bushes he can approach, which he can avoid getting spotted in by these T-32s, get a few shots off maybe, and definitely punish these T-32s, or at least make them look his way constantly, allowing for other members of SIMP to get great cross shots. By the way, definite health advantage going to SIMP. They have more hit points. These T-32s, one of them, Goon Swarm, 865, Haywood 660. Explosive Brutality has taken a hit as well. Just huge in the favor. And there we go. Heavy 20 has taken out Lieutenant Carter. So there, we even have a T1 advantage for Simp to start out Cliff.
Blue Boy's captain is not going to have the best gun depression in his 1390, so he may not be able to get some of these crucial hits that perhaps a T-32 would have gotten. But yes, he's going to line himself up. I mean, the hill's just in the way.
There's a position he can go straight to his left. Blue Boys to your left. There's a position you can get, and you get a hull, and you have enough depression.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. He can start going there. Oh, wow. But in the meantime, other tanks will be shooting at Haywood, Train Noob, and the Goon Swarm Haywood being taken down to 440. While Mac G in the T1 is actually off to left side of the screen. He's scouting in the east side of the map, a place that you are a big fan of seeing some play out of. Mac actually taking advantage of that, unlike many other T1s, using it for possibly some nice scouting.
Yeah, but Mac G is not going to overcommit, which is smart. And Haywood in the Pershing is scouted, along with Explosive Brutality and Trained Noobs. So SIMP is biding their time, landing those shots when possible, but they're not pushing in yet. They're running the clock out. However, for a victory, they're going to have to push in relatively soon, or at least get one more HP advantage, maybe the death of a tank, and that could be Haywood in that Pershing. However, it will expose one of these tanks to try to get that shot. Mac G's going to push up a little bit more, though.
Yeah. Well, we're still only at the 5-minute mark. We're not too deep into this match. There's still time for an engagement. It looks like Heavy 20 and Endo might actually play the east side. We know you've been wanting to see this, Clutch.
Yes, indeed. Endo and Heavy 20 are pushing pretty hard here. Mac G is creeping up a little bit more and more and more, and this could be some great shots with the 1390s. Yes, I know accuracy not the best for these tanks, but to land some hits against that Pershing and get the kill, that's going to be the trigger that SIMP needs to pull to get it. And yes, SIMP, this is what you need to do on the east side. You have center control, you have that 1T1 all the way to the west. Push in, get some shots, but be careful.
Now Adroxus should start spotting members of NERV. Then other 1390s from SIMP will be able to get those crucial shots, and they will be able to come on in whilst the distraction is happening. Adroxus is spotted, and every single member of NERV is on him. All eyes trained on Adroxus. This is exactly what SIMP wants.
Well, Endo's like he's pulling back. I don't know what they're scared of. I don't know if it's a Pershing that's trying to lock in on them. He hasn't scouted anyone. The only one that's scouted on SIMP is Adroxus. Heavy 20 and Endo can push in on this Pershing right now.
Well, actually, just taking a look at the terrain, they're in kind of a little bit of a defilade, actually.
Yes.
So, just so everyone knows, we get this nice top-down view every single match. One thing we neglect to talk about is the fact that there's terrain, and a lot of times you'll see shots hit dirt, and that's possibly because there's terrain between them. And World of Tanks, it's not just flat, open fields, they're so dynamic.
So they do not have a shot here, but if they were to follow this around, one, they could cause a turret break if that Pershing starts moving towards them. Plus, they have shots on Explosive
Brutality. And there, they will start moving around, Clutch. Sorry to interrupt you there, but they have begun the push. And the 1390s are coming in. Endo's down to 192, and he will go down because Trained Noob, Goonswarm, Haywood, well, not
Heavy
Haywood.
20 and Blue Boys Captain are able to get some kills, though. 1390 taking down another one. Adroxus is able to take down the other 1390. And now only 2 tanks are left alive that can do some damage, and those are the T-32s. Endo sacrificed himself. His tears will bring the victory for SIMP on this battle if these T-32s cannot hold.
Well, Haywood will enjoy those delicious tears while he himself burns as Singh will come on in and begin unloading in his T-69 on Trained Noob. Adroxus is unloading on the Goonswarm. Goonswarm will drop down the hill, and he will sit here on the backside until someone hopefully will Goomba him. Please.
Adroxus is going to go right for it. Boom! Adroxus actually dies.
Kills himself.
Oh, no.
Now Singh. Go for it, Singh. Yeah!
Oh, gets the kill, saying, how dare you hurt my friend. And that leaves 1 tank left alive, and his name is Hornsby, and it looks like he's not going to move at all. As SIMP is going to cruise into the one pocket corner. They weren't able to see him, and boom, Singh gets the kill. And that does it for battle number 1. SIMP is able to take it. That east side push, which I've been talking about for a while, using that around the 5-minute mark.
It was well executed, Clutch. I have to agree with you there. Little hesitation. I know Clutch was sitting there going dramatic irony. He's like, it's great, you guys have this. But SIMP saying, you know, what if we are on this corner and they're right there waiting for us? Good call by SIMP. Very nice aggressive move. I'm so glad to see them being more active. They're probably best known for being the most passive team in the league. When they're finally getting active, getting aggressive against teams like NERV, it shows a lot of growth, especially because we didn't really get a great indication of growth out of SIMP. It looked like they stayed almost the same next to many other teams who had grown just amazingly from the last season to this one.
What was for your thoughts on that?
I thought the 32s were a poor choice for that map. It really limited NERV's mobility, as we saw. They were stuck in that pocket there almost the entire game. Even though they took a lot of potential damage, it just took away all routes of attack that Nerf has.
Exactly. I mean, they did receive a lot of potential damage, but they didn't dish out that much damage. They didn't lock down any one section. I maybe would have had halfway through the battle for that central area when nothing was happening, have one of the T-32s move to the east and say, if they're coming this way,
I don't think you would have made it. I would have said drop off and go to the west.
Yeah.
Go
That's
to the
possible.
donut maybe, because you can still exert your control over the map.
Yes, and then if they do take the east, then you just maintain the central control.
They take the east, it just means nothing. You can just leave, and you're like, congratulations, you have the east. You can have this patch of dirt, enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's on the coast.
We'll take
Great
the lighthouse.
view.
We'll take everything else. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, battle number 2, Simp versus Nerve. After this.
Taking a look at the tanks. Got two 5100s, two IS-3s, and an Object 416 from Nerve. The same thing, out of Simp. Both teams identical items.
And where will they go? What will they do? That's going to be the name of the game between me and Ruse Clues.
Don't forget about our special guest star for this one.
I know. Pub Whisperer. He's part of Ruse Clues.
Yeah.
He's a special guest.
He gets to
for
be
this
one of
episode.
my clues.
Yes,
Or
he
givers.
gets to be the notebook.
Yeah.
I'll give the pub the clues, so maybe they'll follow him.
Well, Singh looks like he's in a good position to 5100 to stop any type of one-line aggression, which could come from Nerve. No such thing yet. And guess what? Rookhill is winning so far with the calling. Crimson. You know what? Crimson could do this though. If there's one T1 that could do it, besides Relics and Friction, it's Crimson that could get at least a couple kills. This has been a great season too to see a L Tractor kill at 1390.
Yeah, and an actually, I think a T1 has killed a 5100 as well. We've seen that as, yeah, that was against Fulcrum in the very first day, maybe?
It's in our notes. It's in our notes somewhere.
In our notebooks.
Our handy dandy notebooks, my friend.
I have mine. It's sitting in the back right now. We'll be filling it with notes as soon as this is over.
Goonswarm takes a huge hit from Blue Boy's captain. Blue Boy's captain, the Object 416. To trade that fire with that medium Soviet tank. Will he get another shot? Looks like Goonswarm went back behind some cover here, so that's going to be a no. But Blue Boy's captain, look at this angle he has right now on his tank. It's just right up on the concrete, allowing kind of more of an angle for his tank. But also that unique vision of that angle to get that shot.
That's how you play a tank with a rear-mounted turret. Reverse angling is usually very potent. And you see a few IS-3s do the same thing. Went and tried to look for where that pen happened on the Goonswarm. Barely got above his tracks and penning him. If it had hit any lower, we would probably not have seen a pen. It would have been a bounce. However, shots coming out of the Goonswarm. He's firing randomly into the distance as members of SIMP have decided to pull out of their southwest little campy spot and have moved up, taking up control of more than half the map.
Well, Adroxus in the IS-3 is going to maintain this position through this keyhole window. He's not going to push in yet. He's keeping his tank away from heavy fire, but he's also allowing himself to go forward and not back up and then forward if they need to jump on one of these tanks.
This is a very interesting, very delicate push out of SIMP as both Object 416s continue to square off. Ooh. And you're seeing Blue Boys come out way ahead of Goonswarm, 591 to 221 hit points, and Goonswarm, recognizing he is now a one-shot, is going to try to leave. Maybe Blue Boys will switch around, still having spotted the Goonswarm.
Explosive Brutality took a couple hits there in his 5100.
Oh wow, that's down to 517.
Yep.
This is a huge hit point advantage.
IS-3s are trying to keep him locked down, and Blue Boy's captain. Now with Goonswarm being spotted away from that section, Lieutenant Carter and Crimson are the only ones close to that flag. And Goonswarm is going to be either caught out of place and killed, or Blue Boy's captain's going to focus on the 5100s.
Well, right now, Redzilla,
right through here.
Redzilla is just getting in the face of Heavy 20 and Adroxus.
Crimson Corsair gets a kill.
Oh my. At the same time, there goes Adroxus down to Haywood. Heavy 20 being distracted by Redzilla. These 5100s got free shots. Redzilla was getting all of the attention. I think Jen Scott will go down in the IS-3, and now Singh will have free shots on 5100s as they reload.
Hornsby getting some more shots against Endo here in his 5100. Endo's going to back up, trying to get in a better place. But Crimson and Mac G are now on the flag, and Endo lines up a great shot against the 5100. Blue Boy's captain and the rest of his team is going to move up. This T1's doing so much damage. Hornsby wants Endo to suffer so much here, and he's going to continue to chase to get a kill on that 5100. He's almost reloaded.
And now Endo's it looks like he's on fire, but that is actually Hornsby putting numerous shots in him. Do you see T1 skill? I'm not used to seeing this many T1 penetrations on the backs of 5100s. You can tell these guys really study their tank. They know the weak spots of the AMX 5100s.
Yeah, look at those tiny little bullet holes on the back of the 5100. Those penetrating shots against Endo. 5 seconds left on the clock. Hornsby moves in to try to get a kill against a T1. He does get a reset though. Blue Boys captain destroys Hornsby with the Object 416. And that's going to leave 21 seconds left on the flag cap. And that's the final kill. Simp is able to take battle number 2 over Nerve.
Taking a look at the tanks for Nerve. Object 416 Pershing, T69, and 2 1390s. On the other side, Simp looks like they're going to play passive with a 5100 Pershing, T69, 2 1390s, and Model in the low tractor.
L Tractor for Moadib. I pronounce him Modable.
Yep.
A term of endearment. Now for the north side for Simp, they're not going to go water side, which some say the water side favors the north side. They're going to go east. They're going to go east.
What? Interesting play. That's what I'm going to say. I'm just going to say interesting play. It looks like they're not going to be passive, though. This is a bit of a new strat. And Hornsby in the T1.
I like it. Well, it looks like they're trying to push up Blue Boys Captain Heavy 20 into Droxus.
That makes a lot of sense. This allows the 1390s.
Alley-oop is how they get up there. Come on, you can take it.
He can make it. He'll make it in a second.
I think I can. He made it. Nice job getting those 1390s up there. That's all about knowing the different ins and outs of the maps, ladies and gentlemen, and that is half the battle when it comes to World of Tanks.
And now that Simp has used the boost to get through, they will be up on the hill, completely undetected. Now, something very delicate is they don't want these 1390s to get spotted. If they get spotted, they ruin a huge element of surprise. Think of how much of all the things they could do if they just have 1390s show up on the hill out of nowhere. Nerve would be taken completely aback.
They would. They would not have their turrets pointing in that direction whatsoever. And now the 5100 and the Pershing are going to try to see if anyone's going to poke out against them. I would love to send a Droxus in first because you have a potential of bouncing some shots off that turret. But look at the T69 from Singh. It looks like he's moving in. And there's the ping coming from Simp and Blue Boys Captain. Oh my goodness, he's going to get up on the hill. He's going to scout the Pershing and the T69. And he's going to back up. And this is going to allow Simp to push up here. The Droxus waiting for the bait. Blue Boys Captain is spotted. Jen, Scott, and Haywood. I got a peek back and forth here. No shots being fired yet.
But with this, the Goon Swarm, Ratzilla, Explosive Brutality are all going to join their teammates on the hill. This has ruined kind of the element of surprise, unless they want to just push up on these 1390s, not even caring about the positions of Simp. They're just going to start an engagement, focusing down Blue Boys. He's down to 307, but a Pershing goes down. General Scott goes down first.
Blue Boys Captain still left alive, and now he is destroyed by Explosive Brutality. A Droxus pushing in with the Pershing. Going to focus on Explosive. Lands another hit against him. Haywood and the T69 at 441. Explosive falls to heavy 20. A Droxus pushes into the top of the hill. Haywood is the target fire of him and Singh in the T69. They have one more shot. Endo is the one that gets the kill against Haywood. Goon Swarm at full health in the Object 416 is going to absorb a lot of shots here as Ratzilla takes off in the 1390. He actually drops off the mountain and takes some damage off the hill. A Droxus gets the final shot against Goon Swarm, and Simp is able to clean up that hillside. T1 taking some damage from Mac G. A Droxus finishes out up with the Pershing, and now the only two tanks remaining are Ratzilla and Lieutenant Carter. Mac G's going to find Lieutenant Carter to the north side. He's going to fall to Lieutenant Carter, meaning that the Mac attack has been unleashed. A Droxus in the Pershing will see Ratzilla. He may not be able to catch him, though. And Simp is going to be on the run, on the hunt. And Endo lands another shot against Ratzilla. Endo! No, a Droxus gets the final shot against Ratzilla. And now Lieutenant Carter is the last tank remaining for group play for Simp and Nerve. The last tank for regular season play for Season 2 to go down. Endo moves in, but Moadi Modable gets the kill. Simp takes it 3-0, and that's it, folks. That is it. We now have our points. We now have a good idea of who's going to Vegas for 4 teams. But now we're going to have some tiebreakers and some playoffs to figure out what other teams will be joining us.
Congratulations to SIMP. They will solidify their lead in Bracket B. They now have, what is that? That is 19 points to finish out the league. They have the highest score, 1 point more than Fulcrum, and a significant lead over everyone else in their bracket. The next person behind them, Hammer Time, Simple Tankers, at 15 points each. Simp looks incredible. They are proving their dominance yet again. I'm expecting to see another Fulcrum Simp final. What do you think?
I want to hear Pub Whisper
yeah,
first,
definitely.
man. This is
Hopefully, Simple Tankers will be in the finals.
So that's just my bias. So,
Simple Tankers. Simple Tankers in the finals.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping for.
Simple Tankers versus who? Cunningham's. Simple Tankers versus Cunningham's. Can you imagine that? I actually
Maybe.
can.
Yeah, we could see it.
Yeah.
Cunningham's have really surprised me this season, so we'll see.
It's going to depend on seeding, though, who's up against
Yeah.
who. While Simp actually has the best record this season with 7 wins and 0 losses. And we have to really appreciate their efforts. They did have a shootout win over Simple Tankers over you guys, correct?
Yes.
So you brought them to the brink.
Yes, we did.
The closest team.
Yeah, and what was that like?
That was a little intense. We made some mistakes. Even in the shootout, our choice of tanks was not the best. But it was a really good match, and it was really educational on how to play better.
How do you
and bring it
feel as a player about the shootout?
I like it, and then I don't like it. I mean, I don't like getting 1 point for it, but it's definitely an interesting game to... It really goes down to player skill and focusing fire, which I like.
Now, what I like about it, too, is that we didn't have any shootouts in week 2 or week 3. We had a lot of it in week 1. So it reinforces the idea of, listen, you want to win in the match series. Obviously, these matches cannot continue forever. And if you can't win, if you cannot beat the team in a best of 5, and if it has to go to a shootout, yes, it's entertaining to watch and we like it. But you only get 1 point.
Yeah.
And on top of that, teams haven't even needed to go to it. You just said that. They haven't needed to, which just shows how much everything has evolved, the level of skill. We see a winner, much more active play. The average duration of many of our maps, like, for example, I'm just going to take a look at this.
Sure.
Average duration of Cliff is 4 minutes and 55 seconds. We don't see most of those matches go to the 10-minute mark. Season 1, we probably would have seen an average of like 6 or 7 minutes on those. But we have incredibly short matches on Ensk and Cliff. Sorry, battles on Ensk and Cliff. They're less than 5 minutes apiece. We don't even see halfway through our max timer. We could probably go down to like 7 or 8 minutes, and we'd see the same matches happen.
Well, that is up in the air. I like the 10 minutes because of the 5-minute reset, which we've talked about many times, and it has happened in the past, but it's less so. And I feel that the types of engagements and strategy these teams want to bring cater right now to the 10-minute mark, but that's because that's what we had.
Yeah.
It's the same with the 8-point rule, right? We had the 8-point rule in Season 1. For example, Cazadores on Abbey went in, killed 1 tank in the last second, and they won, right?
Yeah.
So then you flip that around, you can't kill the last tank at the last second, and it's a draw. So teams at first were like, this is difficult, but they adjusted. And that is what the numbers have proved. Numbers don't lie. The numbers have proved that with 0 shootouts in week 2 and week 3. Is it a perfect system? We're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But does any sport have a perfect system?
Nope.
No, not really.
Chat, does any sport have a perfect system?
There's
Not that I can
pretty
think of.
darn good systems, though.
Yeah.
There are some pretty darn good systems. Although they've had plenty of time to mature those systems. Football's been around forever.
Hundreds of years.
Yeah,
some of them.
professional sportsmen. They get all that time. They get all those refs. They get all those. They get all that time.
I know, but as you said earlier in the broadcast today, esports years accelerate a lot faster. So, I mean, from 1 season to 2 season already, we're seeing so much better play from these teams and really, really engaging storylines throughout the whole league. But speaking of storylines, we have the man known for the tears, but no tears tonight. His name is Endo. It's Mac G.
Yes, thank
It's Mac
goodness.
G. It's not
Okay.
Endo.
Oh.
All right, Mac G. I know you're proud. I know you're happy. 7 wins, 0 losses, top of the league right now. How proud of you or your team?
We're all pretty excited, but you know the time for pride isn't until after the playoffs. So we're gonna keep grinding and we're gonna keep doing our work, and when the season's over, will be the time for reflection and celebration.
Well said. Well said. Now, what will you be doing along with your team to prepare for Vegas?
Well, you know, since we clinched Vegas early, I hope Endo told you, but it saved us a lot of money to increase our Kleenex budget for, you know, when Endo's crying, and so we're just, you know, we're trying to we're gonna practice, you know, how to cry properly when you're on stage, you know. But seriously though, we're just gonna keep practicing. We'll try and enjoy ourselves, and most of all, and just, you know, practice until we feel comfortable. And then once we feel comfortable, we'll practice until we don't feel comfortable. Then we'll practice some more. So it should be fun.
Now, your leadership has carried the team a long way now, but you do have some roster changes. Your thoughts and feelings, not only on the new talent that's on your team, but the new talent that you have seen in this league in Season 2.
Well, we replaced Taram. Taram, you know, is a big part. He's a deputy commander of SIMP. He's a big part of, you know, what we've done for the past year, I would say. And you know, it was tough to miss him, but he's got bigger and better things to do right now, so we're extremely happy for him. And then the other person we replaced was Publord, and he's busy with school too, you know. Well, Taram wasn't busy with school, but he got a nice new job and he moved across the country. So we're happy for both of them. We're excited for both of them. And we got, you know, in their place two other people. We got Singh and Swami. You know, Swami I've played with for a long time. He's been in SIMP for a long time, and I'm glad, you know, that we were able to finally pick him up. I've always wanted him, you know, on the SIMP tourney team, but there's always been some holdup. You know, he's got kids, he's got family, he's got other, you know, real life stuff that has always, you know, kept him busy. And this season he finally found the time to squeeze us in to his schedule. And then Singh, you know, he's another good player we've had in the clan. So the second season, you know, we kept it in the clan, and we picked up, you know, some great talent.
What would you like to say? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and speaking of great talent, I mean, Season 2 teams have all really stepped it up. You know, it's been impressive to see what all these teams have done. I mean, Group A is complete. You know, I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow, so that should be exciting to watch. That group is, you know, it's a lot of parity, which is good. That's what you want in a league. You want a lot of parity. You don't want it to be top heavy. You want it to be balanced, and a league where everyone could beat anybody. So it's fun.
And finally, Mac G, what would you like to say to all of your fans and supporters that will be rooting for SIMP in Las Vegas, November 16th and 17th?
I'd just like to say thank you. You know, shoot me a message in game. There's quite a few people who I've platooned with and spent some time talking to, you know, because they send me a message in game and they say, oh, I love watching you guys on stream. I'm like, that's awesome, let's platoon. So, you know, there's a few people who, you know, I've met through that, and it's fun, and it keeps things fresh.
All right, Mac G, always a pleasure. And we'll be seeing you soon in Las Vegas. Again, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you very much, Clutch.
All right, and that is our final interview for the winners of that last series, man. Quite a good series for SIMP. Played very, very well, and I'm very proud of them for how well they have done, along with all the other teams. You know, echoing what Mac G said, we saw some amazing talent. Yes, a couple teams, you know, aren't being able to make it to Vegas, but I'm sure a lot of them are going to fight very, very hard to make it back in Season 3. And I think we have even more teams and talent that we haven't seen yet that are going to be joining us in Season 3 per chance. And that is even more exciting.
Yeah, the skill is just climbing so quickly. I'm going to be left in the dust. I'm pre-Season 1. I tried to keep my skills through Season 1. Season 2, I feel like I might start falling behind. I won't be able to rejoin you guys ever. I'll just be stuck a caster for life.
Well, but no one else can make ruse clues, man.
It's okay. I'll make all the clues that I can, but these guys are getting incredibly good. Just the level of skill is becoming astounding.
Let's go ahead and do a quick recap of today's matches. Who won? Fulcrum defeated Capfast Nation. Hammer Time took out the Cazadores. Pubstars won against Wreak Havoc in a huge comeback. Game Over took out Bernal Empires. And SIMP had a 3-0 against Nerve. And so, since we have now all the group play matches over, we now can look at their standings and find out what type of tiebreakers we're going to have. I'm going to go ahead and take over the Alpha Division here Fulcrum Gaming is up 6-1 with 18 league points. Cunningham's 15 in second place. Now here is the ties. Game Over at 10 with 4-3. No Limit at 10 with 4-3. And Pub Stars at 10 at 4 and, well, I think they have 3. They can't have 8. That's fine. Pub Stars at 10. Bernal Empires at 6. Wreak Havoc at 6. Catfast Nation at 3. Bernal Empires and Wreak Havoc and Catfast Nation are out. Go ahead and take over bracket B.
B. Simp leads the way. 19 points. 7-0. Not a single loss. Only one shootout. Hammer Time is at 15 points. 5 wins, 2 losses. Simple Tankers tied with them. 5 wins, 2 losses. River of Blood is at 12 points and will take 4th place with 4-3. Nerve is in 5th place. They lost tonight, but they still have a chance. It's not over for Nerve yet. Yep. We'll have to see tomorrow. They have 9 points. Cazadores, Simplistic, War and Peace will not be joining us with 6, 4, and 0 points respectively.
And we also want to give a huge thank you to all the teams that have participated that unfortunately will not be going on. We, again, thank you for your dedication, your hard work, being on time and ready to go, and, of course, bringing some excellent entertainment, tactics, and strategy to World of Tanks. Thank you so much for participating in the league, and we'll hopefully see you in the league in season number 3. And if you can make it out to Vegas, that'd be fantastic as well. Also, as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, for our betting, the leaderboard right now, I'm going to go ahead and refresh it here. Let's see who is top. It's still Gil Yuan, who is top right now. Son of Hail, who doesn't count because he's a player, is second. But TL Plus looks like second. Iron Horse Smitty. So TL Plus took over Iron Horse Smitty.
Iron Horse made some bad bets tonight.
I guess so, or he wasn't in tonight, either one. And continuing on the list, we got a couple more. So the top 10 people that are not players and not Big Dave's Ranch, that Big Dave's got plenty of tanks, believe me, that the top 10 people that are not players will receive 2,000 gold and 7 days of premium. The top person with the most points will also receive a premium tank, and that is going to be finalized tomorrow. So you definitely want to be here tomorrow to see if you got the top. I believe betting's going to be open tomorrow. We'll confirm that, though. I'm sure a lot of people are going to place a lot of bets on some of the different tiebreakers and playoffs we have. And I want to extend a huge thank you to Pub Whisperer for joining us tonight. What are your thoughts and feelings on the league, my friend?
Just been fantastic matches today. This season has been the best season so far. I mean, even though we've only had 2, but
that means we're doing a good job, man.
Yes.
Better than season 1.
Better than season 1. It's good.
Really looking forward to Vegas and season 3. So yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. Appreciate your input.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. We'll see you in Vegas.
All right.
And speaking of Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to get your hotel rooms right now for Treasure Island. The discount code is WARGAME, one word, WRGAME. And also make sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/WGLNA and like us to get more information. Follow us on Twitter at WGLNA. And also our website where more information can be released about the finals, also VODs, etc. WGLNA.com. Randa, real quickly, foresight for tomorrow, the 3 tiebreakers that we're going to have for the Alpha Division. Game Over, No Limit, Pub Stars, correct?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Any bets, though, right off there?
I think Game Over is going to get 3rd place.
Yeah.
No Limit and Pub Stars is going to be close, but No Limit is going to stay in that. Ooh, man, No Limit versus Game Over. No Limit will take 3rd place. Game Over will take 4th. Pub Stars will take 5th. It's going to be a Game Over, Pub Stars up against River of Blood and Nerve.
I think Game Over will take 3rd.
Oh my gosh.
I differ with you on that.
Oh my goodness, man. This is going to be some tough matches. And we also have Hammer Time versus Simple Tankers, but that's only for seeding. So, of course, it's important, but the more important determination.
Over there, Pub Whisperer is just like,
I'm going to take it. Yeah. I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you.
Both you and Hammer Time there. But you're both going to go to Vegas. You're both going to go to Vegas.
Yes,
though.
no, yeah, definitely.
The tiebreakers, along with you guys, but for Alpha Divisions to find out who's going to go.
Yeah.
And, of course, the playoffs, the 4th of Alpha Division will be up against the 5th of Bravo and vice versa. And then we're going to know our 8 teams. The teams that we do know are going, Fulcrum, Cunningham's, Hammer Time, and Simple Tankers. Randall any last thoughts?
Thank you guys for tuning in. I've had tons of fun here with Clutch especially. You've been a fantastic host. Thank you for helping me through all of my noobishness, because I'm new at this. And Clutch, you've been a great help. It's been tons of fun.
Thanks, man. Well, I appreciate your dedication, your passion, and your knowledge. We honestly wouldn't have as good of a broadcast without you, and also without Greetorp and Bitterdam and Mr. Bitter, and to our entire production crew that have made this a possibility. We want to thank them as well. And of course, our sponsors we want to thank: Azo Monitors, available at Amazon.com, Kingston, Alienware, and Logitech. We'll see you all tomorrow. What I've been told is going to be 5 o'clock for the broadcast. If there's any changes, make sure to check our Twitter and our website, WGLNA.com. But tomorrow we will know which teams will be joining us in Las Vegas. So until that time, I wish you all a huge thank you, a good night, and a good game.